Good evening. Dropping the video today about the pardon that CZ got from Trump and the White House. So it was quite big news this week. So I'm going to be going into the case. I will share my opinions about it. And yeah, the consequence, of course, on the crypto market, what I think will happen. So let's dive into it. It was quite big news, and yeah, it's a positive thing for the crypto market. So let's start right away with CZ, his response. Deeply grateful for today's pardon to President Trump for upholding America's commitment to fairness, innovation, and justice. And also, what he says, this is quite interesting. He says he will do everything we can to help make America the capital of crypto and advance Web3 worldwide. So, yeah, that last part is yeah somewhat of a message of collaboration there, and yeah, not to towards Trump and his team. Yeah, you might all know it. He has been actually into jail during the Biden administration for 4 months. They made a plea deal for money laundering. Yeah, so he's been actually in jail. You could call him the boss of crypto. He's had a massive impact, of course, with Binance, and he's just as a persona himself. He had a very large positive impact. So I do not believe this jail sentence was full. So I fully agree with the pardon there. There was quite a witch hunt on the whole Biden administration towards crypto in general, and especially yeah towards Binance and CZ. So let's dive into some more opinions about it. Here we see uh, President Trump speak about it. So let's play the clip real quick.
Say that are you talking about the crypto person? A lot of people say that he wasn't guilty of anything. He served 4 months in jail, and they say that he was not guilty of anything. That what he did. Well, you don't know much about crypto. You know nothing about. You know nothing about nothing. You're fake news. Let me just tell you that he was somebody that, as I was told, I don't know. I don't believe I've ever met him, but I've been told a lot of support. He had a lot of support, and they said that what he did is not even a crime. Wasn't a crime. That he was persecuted by the Biden administration, and so I gave him a pardon at the request of a lot of very good people.
So yeah, he's responding towards the pardon. Very funny, always the snap at the fake news. You always have to keep this in, which is quite hilarious, of course. So yeah, but I agree with Trump here. I think there was no justice for the case. I don't, of course, we don't know all the full details, and it's a bit yeah too much to say that we know for certain that everything he ever has done was fully according to the books, etc. But yeah, all in all, he's been a very positive force for crypto. So it's good that his name got cleared. Then yeah, let's dive into it. This is a funny one. Of course, first we had this massive liquidations last month, mainly according to on Binance, and now we have the part. So it's just funny, quite interesting. Yeah, you can make your own conclusions from it. Then there was actually some quite possibly insider trading there as well. So there was a trader who did 190 million short before Trump's tariff announcement. This was the same wallet address or the same address linked to over 50K bet on Polymarket that he said will be pardoned in 2025. And that Polymarket odds were actually under 10%. I believe it was like 6%, 5%. It was quite low, but they made yeah quite some money. I mean, you cannot compare that amount, those amounts, of course, but it's very interesting that this yeah is linked. Was actually a great sign that this would be happening. So yeah, this was the possibility to actually make this bet there, of course, with yeah low amounts of money. But yeah, this was an inside this was probably coming. Then important perspective here. So Binance become an American institution. The deal is made. So what he's in applying here, implying that that there's some kind of deal, that there's some kind of trade off. There's more going on behind the scenes. And this is what I will show in a minute as well. That there's some actual connections between Binance and some kind of deal made with Trump's crypto project called LibertyFi. So this is what I will show in a minute. But what it also shows is that if there's some kind of collaboration there, it means it's actually very good for crypto in the long term. Binance is still, together with Coinbase, the biggest exchange, the biggest power up behind crypto. So that means if there's going to be future collaborations there, um, yeah, Trump probably has a big interest in getting Binance involved. And of course, he's the pro crypto president. So he likely wants Binance, as he said, more involved. So it's very interesting to speculate about what's going on there. But most importantly, I think it's just a very positive thing in regards to crypto. Then we had Coffeezilla. Of course, he shout out to him. He always investigates the stuff. He always investigates these connections behind it, and he's looking for insider stuff, possible fraud. So we have an interesting timeline here. So in 2023, we had Binance CZ made a guilty plea, 4 billion fine, and So Trump's rolled LibertyFi, now it's just a stable coin, USD1, and the MGX is connected to Binance, and they invested 2 billion in USD1. So then after that, very close after that, we had CZ admitting he applied for pardon, and now the pardon is here. But the interesting part is USD1 is backed by treasuries. So that means they're earning interest on that stablecoin. This huge, approximately 60 to 80 millions a year. So this is actually quite big money. So of course, once this information came out, there's a lot of speculation that this is somewhat of the part of the deal there. You receive the same thing again. Here the USD1 deal. Um, yeah. It's also, I don't think, I'm not particularly bullish on what Liberty Fi yet. I think it was quite a very large March valuation. But they're trying stuff to get demand for it. And here you see it. An Abu Dhabi firm has 2 billion Binance using USD1. So there's a connection there using with Binance. So this is very likely that this is part of it. So then move on to the legend Balaji, and he says what I agree with. He says he said deserves pardon and shows trial prosecution was a combination of regulatory railroading and ethnic persecution for being Chinese Canadian. And then he goes into depth. Imagine if Macron was held personally responsible for every crime committed by the citizens. So that was also part of the case for CZ. It was about possibly money laundering that took place on the Binance platform. So it was also not not directly from CZ. So that was why a lot of people saying this was a political or a witch hunt prosecution, and that it didn't make any sense. Good post in regards to that. I'm not sure if this had anything to do with ethnic, with this Chinese background, but it remains speculation. Most important, it's good that he got pardoned for crypto. This is what I already showed. Then we have Jacob King here. Today's a good day. I made almost a million profit of Polymarket. I think that Trump would pardon. It was obvious. He says he comes again with the 2 billion that was invested. And then you could combine that with the wheel that shorted and that Polymarket. But of course, it's still after the fact. You can say, "Oh, yeah, this was quite obvious," but before that, it's not that easy to bet on such quote. So congratulations to him. If this was actually real, people could also fake this, of course. But yeah. Then yeah, let's move onto some onto the coins related to this. Let's see if it had any impact. I believe, yeah, we had a little bit of a bounce here when this happened, but nothing crazy. Of course, BNB is such a crazy market cap, and it was not like he was in jail and he got freed or something. So yeah, did not have much effect on BNB, but it had a little bit bounce here, short bounce. I think this was the candle here. You see some of it moves, but doesn't really affect much on the longer time frame. Well, yeah, BNB is very strong, of course. After we broke this 1K, yeah, that now becomes support. This is also an area that is strong support, and then we have this 1K area. This area of interest is where you expect to hold a lot of support. So Binance coins look good. Then Lord Libertyfy, this one had actually quite a spike when the news got out of this 2 billion investments. Of course, a possible collaboration with yeah, relations to CZ is very good news. And yeah, what we see here, we had a bit of a spike, and now we're calming down. It's still quite down from the highs. But yeah, it was simply way overvaluated at level. So that's what happened. It would have been a great short. You could have shorted it pre-market. Pre-market was also around this area, 40 cents. So yeah, it would have been a great short. But right now, yeah, starts to look actually quite decent here. You see a possible uh, double or triple bottom for. So yeah, of course, take notice of this line once we break out here. Yeah, then we get some movement and we possibly go to this 25 cent area again. We test this upper trend area. So that's what I expect for World Liberty Fi. Yeah, personally, I'm not really interested in this token, but yeah, you might be. Then I think a token that will do well. The token is four. Four is of course the mentioned. Yeah, CZ mentioned that always in regards to FUD. It just basically became a meme itself. So this is now a meme which is listed on quite some exchanges. There's all jokes around it with CZ and four fingers. But yeah, most importantly, that this chart looks good. I think BNB is holding strong. So once we see a breakout here, yeah, this one could actually run quite hard. So meanwhile, on the finance chain, this one is quite interesting. Okay, that's it. Pretty much it. Just a short video. I wanted to update you on the news, my thoughts, and yeah, overall, like I said, possible connections of finance and CZ starting to work together with Team Team Trump, the White House. It's just whatever you think of it, whatever possible yet use may be involved. In general, I think it's very good for crypto because yeah, when we were back in the Biden area, um, Binance got constantly attacked and got banished everywhere. There was a lot of fear around it. I believe it was in that actually of the bear market when all that took place. And yeah, a lot of has changed now in the right direction for crypto. Okay, so that's it. Up to the next one. Have a good weekend, everybody.